Hi everyone, happy Saturday. It's November 15th, about 4:47 p.m. Slept well again last night, only woke up once, so that was nice. So I think the night times are getting to be a bit more manageable now. But I'm convinced that this disease believes in the jinx, because as soon as I say that I feel well or that I'm doing better or things are going well, it goes the complete opposite. Almost immediately after I posted my vlog yesterday, I was suffering and in bed for the rest of the day. So I learned, well, I still want to stay positive, but I've learned I should probably keep my mouth shut about some things. um, that being said, today was a little bit better. I did have about 5 hours between having to go, and that's the longest time I've had since this started. I don't know if that's, the medication or maybe the food or the tea. Like, it could really be anything. But I did have an acupuncture appointment today. Like I said, it was about noon. And the doctor, I was recommended to her, and she's actually a chiropractic doctor as well. And I really liked her. She was really nice and really knowledgeable. And I had to fill out, a 3-page document about my health, my current health, my past health, family health, all of that. And she actually read through the entire thing before meeting with me. And then when she met with me, she asked questions about it and, went over certain things and, tried to find out what was related to ulcerative colitis and what wasn't. And so that really reassured me that she was reading those, because usually you fill those out and they just keep them on file and they never really assess them. But she went over that whole thing with me, and she walked me step by step of what the procedure was, and she talked about chi and energy and how all of that works and what the goal of acupuncture is. And so it was about, after she inserted all the needles, she mainly focused on my digestion. I also had some issues with my elbows a while ago, so she focused on those as well. But as soon as she inserted all the needles, I had them in for about 25 minutes and just kind of laid there, and they feel kind of weird, like especially the ones in my hands. Those ones are kind of painful. Every time if my hand twitched, I could feel the needle in there, and it kind of didn't feel very good. And she also what I like about her is that she knows that, or at least acknowledges that this is stressful on me, and that it's not just something medical that's being treated, and she's not being a douchebag like my surgeon, but she actually knows that I'm going through a lot right now. And I didn't cry on her, so that was a really good step in the right direction. But she knows that, this is a lot to take in, and so she actually treated me for stress and anxiety as well, to help me relax and calm down, because obviously she says, I may feel like I'm relaxing when I'm laying in bed. She's like, but you're probably not. You have a lot on your mind. So that was nice that she treated me for that as well. I didn't really have to acknowledge that. And so they were in for about 25 minutes, and I have this thing about ticking, or clicking, or tick-tocking, like clocks. And the heat lamp that she had on me was ticking for about 15 minutes before she came in, and I begged her to shut it off, because that wasn't helping me relax any. But after the 25 minutes was over, I felt pretty good, and went home, and I was kind of sick to my stomach and had a few cramps. So I'm not sure if that's, again, from my condition or from the medication or from the actual acupuncture appointment. I forgot to Google that before I started this, actually. I don't know if cramping is, a side effect of acupuncture. So she recommended 2 more appointments next week. She said it'll probably take about 3 or 4 before I start to, feel some relief. And she is a doctor. Obviously, she's not a gastroenterologist or a surgeon in this field, but she has the same goals as me, getting off of the medication, and I really appreciate that, because for every doctor that I've spoken to, including my family doctors, just talked about changing my medication and getting my medication up to speed to relieve me of my symptoms. And I mean, like I stated in the other video, I want my symptoms gone, so, and the medication's there right in front of me, so I'm definitely going to be taking it. But now I have this acupuncturist who wants me off the medication as much as I do, and says that the symptoms will go and I'll have some relief and be in remission and still get treated throughout remission as well. And acupuncture is covered through our work, about $500 a year at 80%, so that's really good. And so I'll see her twice next week and hopefully get some relief. Like I said, for 5 hours today I didn't go, and I'm probably going to jinx it because this disease believes in jinxes, but I'll take it. I'll take those 5 hours. I went to dance this morning before my acupuncture appointment. Of course, didn't do as much as I normally do. Ballet, out of all the things I do in my workout regime and dance regime, is probably the easiest. It's a beginner class, but I, was still able to do things that help maintain, my technique and flexibility and stuff like that. So I really enjoyed being there, and, something really funny happened. I'm not going to tell you because it's dance humor and you probably won't get it. And so I actually got to, have a nice belly laugh, and that felt good. I feel like laughter is the best medicine, and when I have sad days like I did Thursday, I don't usually find things as funny when I'm sad, but I had some normalcy today, and I'll take what I can get. Another symptom I've had throughout this month of having the symptoms and getting diagnosed is I've lost about 8 pounds, which doesn't seem like a lot, but when it's unhealthy weight that you're losing weight because you're unhealthy, 8 pounds is quite a bit. I know that I'm going to gain it back when I'm eating normally again and not excreting as much, but it's something I need to monitor as per the doctors. Make sure I'm not losing too much and, losing nutrients and all of that, so needing to monitor that. And then another thing about that, right now I don't really have I don't know if it's my brain or my stomach isn't telling me when I'm hungry. Not until I'm completely ravenous does my stomach say, hey, maybe you should eat something. And I'm kind of off schedule right now because I'm not working, so I don't have those regular times where I know that I should be eating, and of course I'm doing less than usual, so I don't need as much to keep up my energy, but at the same time I don't know when I need to be eating right now, so I'm just relying on my stomach to tell me when I'm hungry, but it isn't really right now until I'm at the point of starving. So then by the time I'm finally starving, I start to feel dizzy and get headaches and that sort of thing, so I'm trying to find a way to avoid that. I'm drinking a lot throughout the day. That doesn't, it only suppresses hunger for so long, but it still doesn't let me feel the hunger. So that's interesting. At dance today, I did feel quite weak. Even just standing there, my legs were shaking, and that's completely bizarre to me. They never do that, so that's just showing that I'm weak and not as strong as I was, even though my muscles are still there, my muscles are still defined. It's just they're not being used, and I don't have a whole lot of nutrients in me throughout the day because they're just being passed and they're being released. I did, after my video log yesterday, after how bad I got, I did start doing the poop log. I kind of mentioned that in one of my other videos about, I don't know if I should start one to see how it affects with other food. And so I taking a food log along with the poop log, and so that's how I was able to know that today I went 5 hours without. Otherwise maybe I would have known that it had been a while, but I wouldn't have known for how long. So yesterday after my morning bout, there was a lot of going to the bathroom yesterday morning, early afternoon, but after that it was about once every 2 hours, which was less than usual, but I was still in bed for the whole day, which is really exhausting. It really sucks. My bed and I usually were just business partners, my bed knows that I'm just there for business, let's just get this over with. But now I'm kind of relying on my bed, and we've built kind of a relationship, and I enjoy laying in bed because it just makes me feel better. As much as I kind of dread it, I've been relying on it a lot. Even today, between my outings, I've been going to bed and laying there, and I'm, again, not bored. My days are going by really fast. So that's all I have to talk about today. Hopefully good things will come out of this acupuncture appointment. Obviously other people all believe different things. If you don't believe in them, that's your prerogative. That's perfectly fine. Lots of people don't believe in a chiropractor, and I feel like going to the chiropractors allowed me to be as active as I am and keep me healthy and prevent injuries. So that's just me. And I've read things online that acupuncture does help, and she says that she does have other ulcerative colitis patients that go see her, and they do have relief. So my spirits are high about that. I mentioned that I'm going to try as much as I can to help relieve my symptoms. If I'm having 5 hours in between, that's pretty normal. So I could go back to work if that sustains. So that's hopefully something that continues. Hopefully not jinxing it. God, I've jinxed it almost every time I say I feel good. It just starts to go downhill. I bought a whole bunch of peppermint tea today because that has been quite the relief. That's what I have in my little David's teacup, peppermint tea. And that's about it today. So thanks again for listening, and let me know if you have any questions or concerns or just want to reach out. Thanks a lot. Bye.